Hey friends. Okay, I am back with a very, very important episode. Y'all are gonna love this. So, we are talking about the 8-8 portal, and it's actually really important right now. A lot of us know that the 8-8 portal is, important during obviously August 8th, right? But this whole portal opens up and it closes again on the 12th of August. So this is a time that can really change your life. It's all about limitless potential, energetic strength, like really our spiritual connection, right? Abundance and manifestation. And it's also just going to bring us, if we can do this right, like if we really lean into this, it can bring us success, power, discipline, confidence, and so much more. So, oh my God, you guys, I literally wait like all year to record this episode. If you haven't noticed, I usually do like a big sound bath for everybody or do some kind of big, online event. And this year, we're going to just drop the podcast episode because y'all know how important this is. And I really just want you to take what's in this episode, really dive into it. At the end, I'll have a couple of practices for you that you can do and that you can dive into. And I really want you to just take full advantage of this. Hey friend, welcome to the Ready to Rise podcast. This is the podcast for ambitious, successful women who've checked off all the boxes. The career, the routines, the self-help books, and therapy. We've done it all. But if you're still feeling numb, stuck, or like you're just going through the motions, you are in the right place because I've totally been there and I've healed myself using the tools that I now teach. I got certified in them so that I could help other women do the same. I'm your host, Audrey Rose, a registered nurse and somatic life coach, and I'm here to help you stop just coping, stop just going through the motions, and actually start feeling good again in your life, feeling happy again. Each week, we explore nervous system regulation, emotional wellness, and rituals that are rooted in ancient wisdom, ancient practices, so you can stop just going through the motions and stop just getting by and start really feeling lit up and alive and fully plugged in again. This is about real happiness, the kind that fills your body, lights you up, and helps you create a life that you are obsessed to wake up for. So are you ready? Because I'm excited to help you feel like you again. Okay, everyone. So let's dive into this awesome episode about the 8-8 portal. So again, this episode, I wait all year to record this because Lionsgate is a time that is magical. It's powerful. It's rooted in ancient tradition. And if you work with it consciously, if you really pay attention and you really lean into this, it can change everything about how you show up, how you feel, what you're calling in. And I know that a lot of this, like nervous system regulation and spirituality and all of this, is feeling kind of trendy lately, I've been noticing, but really like this isn't what that's about. This is not about like faking the high vibe or any of that, or like a manifestation board that, like a little, what do they call those? Like a vision board that you're like not going to look at again. Like it's not about that. I really want you to align your energy with your desires. And there's a nervous system regulation component I'll talk about because there always is with me, right? But, bringing in that safety factor, bringing in your body feeling regulated and grounded so that you can receive. But I'm going to dive fully into how you can receive, how to, take advantage of this portal, because everything that we see, like when I'm on my journeys and I'm trying to like learn how to, do all this, or when I was on my spiritual journey and really learning about this, everything I see out there is about the portal, right? Like, oh, it's so cool and what it can bring in and all of that. But it's like, tell me how. Like, I want to know how. Like, I want this in my life, man. So that is what I'm going to dive into today. I'm going to dive into some of the astrology behind it, the ancient wisdom, of course, numerology. If you didn't know, that is like one of my secret superpowers. Like, I'm obsessed with numerology, and just talking about how to work with the energy, but like in an embodied way. because I want this to actually stick for us. Like I want this to actually work for us. I want us all to be able to bring in and call in everything that this portal has to offer. So I'm going to grab a sip of water. I hope that you settle in, grab your beverage of choice, and let's freaking go. Okay. So the Lionsgate portal, it opens up every year around July 26th. Sometimes it's a little earlier, sometimes it's a little later, but we can pretty much count on July 26th through August 12th is when it's open. And as we of course know, 88, how this whole portal has its name is, from the number 8 in numerology. So the August, the 8th month, and then the 8th day being August 8th. So 8/8 is the date that this will be the most potent. But this whole portal is energetically active during this time frame. And this is a massive, massive, massive time to manifest the things that you are ready to call in for the next 6 months, if not for a whole year. But absolutely like getting very clear on the next 6 months of our life and like what we really want. This name comes from the astrological alignment that happens during this time, Lionsgate. The sun is in Leo, right? We all know right now it's Leo's birthdays are happening, all of that, right? The sun is in Leo. And that is the sign of heart-centered courage, truth, bold authenticity. I was going to say courage again, but getting in the spotlight, being seen, being more confident, right? Also, side note, the sun itself rules Leo. So this is all about to connect for you. Another thing that happens during this time, the star Sirius is the brightest star in our sky. It rises and becomes visible again just before dawn. And around this time, Orion's belt aligns perfectly with the pyramids of Giza in Egypt. And all of these things align and happen at the same time. So these are all important celestial markers. The star Sirius, Orion's belt, Earth, all of this happening at the same time. So Sirius rising again, becoming visible during, the sun's yearly passing of this star, the sun being in Leo at this time. All of this is like just what marks the gate opening, basically. Sirius is actually considered to bring wealth, abundance, fortune, and fame. And I'm going to get into that because that kind of comes from ancient Egyptian culture. But all of this coming up at the same exact time is just spiritually significant, right? This peak of the Lionsgate happening on August 8th is important numerologically in numerology. Okay. So the ancient Egyptians, literally thousands of years ago, noticed all of this, and they built temples in alignment with it. They oriented their monuments and sacred buildings toward the rising points of some of the bright stars, and Sirius is one of them. Because to them, Sirius was a sacred star associated with one of their goddesses. And this is just a symbol of divine feminine power, rebirth, abundance, newness, right? The rising of Sirius was particularly important to them and why they paid so much attention, not only because this was like the brightest star and they associated it with a goddess, but also they paid a lot of attention to it because this marked the time when their Nile would flood. And if you ever paid attention in history class, it was such an important time when their Nile flooded because it would bring about, abundance, crops, like it would bring so much to them. So, the fertility, the regeneration, all of that. And it was so sacred to them that it actually marked the beginning of their calendar year. Like the rising of Sirius was so freaking important. And again, they oriented, different sacred buildings. There's actually a couple of temples, that all mark the star, right? Because they wanted to pay attention to when this star was going to rise. So ancient cultures really saw this as basically a cosmic reset, right? It was a time when they felt like the heavens opened up and divine messages and insights and activations flowed freely to earth. And that's why today we always say, during these portals, like the veil is thinner, right? That there's a higher connection to spirit. We're more spiritually connected. This portal has been honored for thousands and thousands of years because of that, because it feels different. You guys have heard about 8-8, I'm sure, way before this podcast episode, right? Like 8-8 portal. We talk about this. I mean, I've been, doing manifestation rituals to this portal for over 10 years now. Like this is the big one. But we all know too that there are other portals, right? There's like 5-5, 6-6, 7-7. Like there are other portals. Almost every month there are other portals and times where the veil is a little thinner and all of that. But this one feels so different. The energy is so heightened, right? It's easier if you're not trying too hard, it's easier to still receive the guidance and release old identities and align and manifest. So again, we're going to dive into that shortly. But the power of the number 8 is what I want to focus on just for a minute. Like, what does 8-8 really mean? What's the numerology aspect of this? 8 is one of the most powerful numbers in spiritual philosophy. It symbolizes infinity, right? Turn the 8 sideways, you're going to see that infinity. It's the energy of limitless potential, energetic strength, manifestation, and abundance. It's a number of karmic balance, right? What you give, you receive. What you're focusing on will grow, right? It's success, material and spiritual power, discipline, inner authority, self-confidence. It's so much, but it's a manifestation number. It bridges the physical and the spiritual. 2 8s combined, right? That's why these portals are always a big deal when we do like an 8-8 portal, right? We're combining both of these 8s. So this is a moment of just amplified creation. We're amplifying all of that. So it's considered a manifestation portal. Our intentions, emotions, energy field, all of this is amplified. What we are thinking, feeling, visualizing, vibrating, all of this is getting broadcast louder to the universe. So this is why we go deep with this portal. We're not just setting some surface goals. I want to lose 2 pounds. Like, we are really checking in and getting freaking aligned. We're paying attention to what we are really calling in. Where is our energy really going? What are we really manifesting? What version of us are we stepping into? What no longer matches the energy you want to live in, right? Like, there are things we're going to be letting go of during this time too. And this portal, it's not about wishing, right? It's not just about like giving a soft idea to the universe. It's really about embodying it too, getting clear on what we want, getting clear on what's in the way, what's blocking it from us. And so we can become the version of us that we want to be, right? And just a little side note, that is why I am recording this episode now, before we get closer to the 8-8. Like, I'm recording this at the beginning of this whole, portal, this whole gate opening, because I really want you to pay attention before 8-8, when that portal is really open, right? When it's at its highest peak, I want you to pay attention to these things and start to practice and start to manifest, so that once we get closer to that higher frequency, that higher energy, like even, higher energy, that you're like ready to freaking go. You know what I mean? So again, the Lionsgate portal is regarded as one of the most powerful moments for manifestation in the whole entire year. Like, this is amazing, right? It's a time to break free from habits that are preventing us from becoming our true selves. It's abundance. It's new. It's bringing in all of these amazing new things into our lives. If you want a little bit more of this energy, just DM me. I do have a sound bath I can give you for this 8-8 portal to like help you kind of get into the sound bath vibes, help you visualize all of this. I would absolutely love to send you that. So at Hello Audrey Rose, just shoot me a DM. We'll help you to manifest, and definitely make sure you reset your nervous system, you regulate your energy before you start these practices, so that you can get deeper into it, right? You're not just going to keep it on the surface level where nothing ever changes. It's down below in the show notes, and also it's all over Instagram and all of that stuff. If you need help looking for that. So I might just be repeating myself a tiny bit, but I really want this to hit home. Like, I really want you to understand how important this is. This is a time for spiritual growth and healing, right? We are bringing in deeper self-awareness, emotional healing, a greater understanding of our dharma, of what we're here to do. It's a time to set the intentions and focus on manifesting our desires. Also connecting with Sirius, right? That spiritual sun that's bringing us the wisdom, the clarity, connection to a higher consciousness, the abundance, the power. We are also encouraged during this time to align with our true self and our true purpose. Release the patterns. Again, I know I already said this, but release the patterns that are getting in our way. And we can't just like listen to this episode. I'm going to keep telling you why this is so important in a second, but we can't just like listen to this episode and then be like, oh, I'm going to align more with my higher self. Like, I really need you to like release the old patterns, because it's very strongly believed that our activities during this period, the manifestation, like literally you manifesting something in real life through your activities, through your flow of your energy, through your thoughts, through your words that become your behavior, right? All of that during this time has a long-lasting impact. So it can open the door to fresh chances, to higher consciousness, to endless cycles, to, you can complete a karmic cycle during this time and open up a whole new, amazing thing for yourself. It's all about manifesting, and especially manifesting prosperity and success through this portal. So pay attention to what the universe is showing you, and pay attention to what you are showing the universe, so that you can really get aligned and in tune with this spiritual development, right? It's all about your activities and what you want to do during this time. But all of this that I'm saying is just because this time, the veil is thinner. The barrier between the physical and the spiritual world is thinner, right? In this portal time. So it's faster spiritual development during this time. We can have a more simple interaction with the higher worlds, with our higher consciousness, right? So all of this, the awakening, the connection to the spirituality, this is going to give, or to the universe, to your guides, whatever you want to believe in, all of this brings us the greater clarity, the insight, the connection with our highest self, to bring us like a spiritual awakening, if you will, whatever you want to believe in. And, or just more in tune with your intuition, right? And all of this is when we're going to start having epiphanies, easier downloads, an unexpected need to start making some major life decisions, because you're starting to pay attention. You're starting to get on a different frequency. You're starting to have a bit of an awakening during this time, where you're paying attention to what you really want, and it's coming through for you. We're establishing the goals. We're realizing the things we want. And so we can then use all of this energy to manifest it into our lives by just being really specific about what you want to bring into your life. And I'm going to talk to you about the manifestation component here in a minute, like how to actually do this, how to harness this energy. But I just really wanted to drive home the point of why this is so important, because this portal increases your capacity to attract what you pay attention to. There's a deep healing aspect, as again, for the fifth time, I'm saying, releasing the old patterns and bringing about that deeper healing through that release. Letting go of things that no longer benefit us, right? And all of that's going to be a little easier to do, because the energy at this time is going to help to facilitate that. So it's a really good time to meditate on it, to release, do cord cutting ceremonies, whatever you want to do to release the previous pain and hurt and old relationships that are not serving you, any of that, so that you can come back and bring your energy back into yourself. So, without further ado, right? She's like, you guys are like, get to the freaking point. Let's talk about some of the activities that we can do during this time to bring in the manifestation, the healing, the spiritual connection, and everything to harness this energy of the Lionsgate portal. So I really do want you to take some time visualizing, take some time meditating, really get into that sun energy, right? That's like kind of what this is all about, right? Leo energy, the sun, Sirius's light, all of that. And get into your goals. Pay attention to what you want for this next stage of light and let it come to you. Just focus on this energy, focus on this frequency, and let, your spiritual connection do the work. Like, uncover your dharma, uncover your path, uncover what you want for yourself. And spend this time really getting clear and powerful intention so that you can see what you want to produce in life, what you want to have in life, what is waiting for you, right? So then we can work on that manifestation aspect. And if there's the healing component, if you need to do some healing, I want you to try some cord cutting ceremonies, maybe some Reiki. Sound healing would be perfect during this time because we're all about frequencies. Even sound healing, I love sound healing. So of course I'm going to talk about this, but bringing the sound healing in so that your body can just do the work to release different traumas, to regulate your nervous system, especially with a 432 hertz would be really good. And then I looked up, because I'm the queen of that frequency. That's what I use. But also a 528 would be really good for this energy. But spend time outside. Get into the sunlight, right? Get into the sun. Like, this is all about Leo energy, the sun energy, getting into nature, right? Bring all of this in so that you can start to really manifest and really bring it about. First, before we really manifest, we want to connect. We want to connect and understand what it is that we really do want for ourselves, what it is that makes sense for us, what it is energetically that we want to call into our lives. So then we can start to do the manifestation and really bringing that in. But first, I really need you to take some time to meditate, to look inward, to pay attention to what it is that you want for yourself, where it is you're going, and, set those intentions, write it out, maybe do a little bit of journaling, but really get clear on your vision, get clear on what's the future, holding for you. What does the future look like for you? Releasing and healing comes next. So that cord cutting I just spoke about, releasing anything that's holding you back from that. Really get clear on that. That could be another meditation. That could be another journaling process. That could be, asking questions and doing, if you like dowsing, or, if you need to just clear something, you can really just get clear with asking yourself what it is. And try to get those answers from yourself, from your intuition, from your spirit guides, from the universe, whatever. Like, the veil is thin during this time. So especially on 8/8, right? The closer, if you want to do this again, like 8/8, it's going to be even more potent. But just try to find out, if you don't already know, what you need to release. And like I said, it could just be a body-based thing where maybe you don't want to think about it. Maybe you don't even know what it all is. There's something called emotional codes. I'm not going to dive into this now, but I've been certified in this for a long time, where sometimes we just need to look in and, get some of that stuck energy out, that maybe we don't consciously know how it got stuck there, what happened, what were the events that led up to it. Maybe we just need to get it out. So if you know somebody in your area that does like Reiki or emotional codes or any of that, go for it. This is definitely the time to clear stuck energy. You can just do energy healing, energy work to clear it all out, or you can get really deep with yourself if you are able and ready to do that, or with spirit, like I said, and really find out what those beliefs are and what what have you been believing that's been really holding you back. And then we start to get to a manifestation process. So first, I want to explain to you that to be open to the next part, to be open to the signs and the intuition and all of this that we need to be, you have to have your nervous system ready to do this. You need to spend a little time regulating your nervous system, getting grounded so that you can move into this next part. Because if we come from a place of scarcity, from a place of fear, from the fight or flight response, right? That, sympathetic dominance, we cannot fully manifest our dreams. It's not going to work because we're not going to be able to attune ourselves to that frequency of the universe or any of that. So if you need some help, you obviously know I'm your girl. I've had a bunch of episodes released on just simple nervous system regulation techniques. But right now, I do have a mini bundle for just $11 of some techniques to help you to re-regulate or reset your nervous system. And there's my 3 core healing tools are in there. They're under 30 minutes each. And I would highly, highly suggest that you go and you grab that and you practice them so that you can kind of set your energy, so that you can reset, get grounded, get, just open to the ability to tune into the frequency and the manifestation and all of that that's there for you. So that's down below in the show notes, or just go to helloaudreyrose.com/happiness and use the code happiness. It doesn't matter if you do it in all caps or not, but just the word happiness to make that $11 for you. But after you have kind of grounded yourself and regulated and reset your nervous system, we can freaking dive into this. So I want you to start to pay attention during this time, during this portal, during this Lion's Gate, of paying attention to your intuition. Pay attention to signs, synchronicities. What is the universe sending you to know that you are on the right path, that you are ready, that you are in the right space to be able to really call this in? What are you calling in? Again, get really, really specific. Are you calling in freedom, confidence, a deeper spiritual connection? Are you calling in more abundance financially, or is it something else? Is it love abundance? What are you calling in? Get really, really specific. Are you calling in a partnership or a friendship where you feel seen, where you feel just more confident in general? Are you calling in changes in your business to be more seen energetically? What are you calling in? Because this portal is going to amplify your vibration, your desires, what we focus on. So I want you to get real, real, real specific on what you are calling in. Okay, so how do you manifest? Dun, 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 the part that you've been waiting for, right? So there are so many different ways that you can start to manifest, but we really want to align ourselves with a frequency. We really want to be living as that version of ourselves that, is already living as if she has all these things, right? Those are some of the ways, and really focusing on the positive energy during this time so that you can call in more of that energy. Focus on the frequency of what you are trying to call in. So I'm going to give you a little flow, or a little way that you can do this. But if when you start this process, I want you to just kind of get really comfortable, of course, maybe with a journal. If you are a journaler, I want you to not use technology during this. I want you to definitely, if you feel like you might write things down, I want you to write it into a journal, into paper. And if you are a crystal girly like me, grab a yellow crystal. So probably citrine would be really powerful right now because it aligns just the color even. And it also aligns with abundance and all of that. So that would be my number one crystal for this time. Green aventurine would also be good. I know it's not yellow, but it's definitely about the manifestation and the abundance. So maybe those together. And I would hold it in your left hand, your receiving hand, because we want to call in this energy, right? We want to bring this in. I love to also light a candle and just kind of get super cozy. But I want you to really focus first when you're starting a manifestation process. We've already released the blocks. We've already regulated and grounded our nervous system, and we've already focused really specifically on what it is we want to call in. So now we're going to focus on aligning with the positive energy we already have inside ourselves, and then heighten our awareness even higher. And if you do this during a time where maybe you're sitting in the sun, you can really focus on the sun. Or if you are doing this, early in the morning and you can see Sirius, the star, really just get into that vibe, really focus on that energy if you are able to do that. But if not, that's okay. You can do this anytime. It's totally fine. And I want you to speak your manifestations out loud. All of those very specific things that you're manifesting, say them like mantras. Speak it out loud. If you need to say it silently to yourself or write them down instead, that is okay. But I want you to really focus on the words. Focus on getting specific. Focus on what you are creating with your words. And over time, throughout this practice, but then throughout, daily, I want you to come back to this. Continue to write them down, continue to say them continuously until you believe them, until you believe that they are already out in this world. And the fourth step is to let your expectations go. I learned this from Gabby Bernstein. It was so hard to be like, okay, really? But like, let your expectations go. Let them go. Sometimes things are going to come back to us differently than we've expected. Sometimes the universe has a bigger plan for us. Sometimes our spirit guides or, whatever it may be, whatever you believe in might intervene. And we need to let our expectations go. Don't even expect it. Because inside of you, deep inside, if you believe in this manifestation, if you've truly started to align your frequency of desire to the frequency of receiving, then you have this. It's happening for you. It's already happening. So we don't need to focus on our expectation that's actually negative. I want you to come to that positive energy. I want you to align yourself with that frequency, right? Believe what has been manifested is already a reality and live in that energy. So do things that are going to bring you into that energy. If you manifested something with more abundance, I want you to live. You don't have to go spend all your money, obviously, but I want you to live inside more of that abundance. Give yourself that luxury treatment, like a nice home, whatever, massage or just what you would be doing, or maybe a little bit of a lazy morning, or, maybe a moment where you don't have to check your email every 5 seconds to see if you've made a sale or whatever. Like, I want you to just dive into what it would feel like energetically to already be living with that as your reality. Paying attention, if you're calling in different kind of relationship, start living in that relationship already. Align yourself with the frequency. If you are not in that relationship already, pay attention to what would the reality of that coming true for you feel like, and go find it. And if that means, feeling really happy or feeling a ton of love, go somewhere where you're going to get that. Have dinner with your parents or a sibling and feel that love, right? That love. If it's about the happiness, go do something that makes you innately happy and focus on that frequency. Get yourself to that vibe so that you can call in more of that energy and really continue focusing on the whole manifestation process of it. Continue living your life, feeling your life like it. Visualize yourself. I want you to just sit in the sunshine or at home in the morning before, you go and start your day, and just feel it. Feel into this. Be very specific. Feel every detail. Don't just say, I have more money. I've called in abundance. I'm feeling more abundant. Like, really get into the details. What does that really look like and feel like for you? And feel it like as if it's really your reality. Don't just sit there and disconnect yourself from that vision. I want you to have a full, deep, dream almost, right? Really get into it. And then again, letting go of that expectation. Your job is just to show up. Spirit's job, the universe's job, all of that is the outcome. We don't have to manipulate anything. We don't have to, hold on to it so tightly for it to happen. We don't have control over that. But what we can do is really lean into it. Trust what's already ours. Know that the outcome is going to be for our highest good. And as we align with spirit, we can see what that is for us, rather than just walking through blindly, right? Like, we're actually able to start leaning into our intuition, trusting what's good for us, and feeling really freaking good. If you want a little bit more of this energy, just DM me. I do have a sound bath I can give you for this 8/8 portal to like help you kind of get into the sound bath vibes, help you visualize all of this. I would absolutely love to send you that. So at Hello Audrey Rose, just shoot me a DM. But just remember, like, doing anything you can right now to like fully get into that vibe will help you to manifest. And definitely make sure you reset your nervous system, you regulate your energy before you start these practices so that you can get deeper into it, right? You're not just going to keep it on the surface level where nothing ever changes. So get deeper, hit up that happiness bundle. It's down below in the show notes. And also it's all over Instagram and all of that stuff. If you need help looking for that, but you already know you are already magnetic. All it is just things block us over time, right? And this portal is opening up a time where it's a little bit easier for us to align and unblock and really lean into a whole new frequency. And it's going to feel so damn good. We're about to become the woman that you've always known you are on the inside, but maybe we haven't been reflecting on the outside due to those old beliefs or due to a lack of, the frequency, the vibes. So this portal, I think, is going to get you there. So super freaking stoked about this. I love you so much, and I'll talk to you next time. Thank you for tuning in to another amazing episode of the Ready to Rise podcast. It means so much to me to have you here and to get to share all of this with you. If this one resonated, literally just send this to a friend, share it with her right now, because there's so many women out there who really need this information. And I would also love it if you could take a quick screenshot, throw it up on Instagram, tag me at Hello Audrey Rose so that I can connect with you and get to know you. But thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so much. Have a blessed and beautiful day, and I will see you next time.